We all can agree that Hunter x Hunter is the manga with the most potential, and it's also one of the most unique manga. But what makes it so much better than other shonen manga? Most stories have important characters and background characters. You know who matters, who will get development, and who exists just to move the plot forward. Hunter x Hunter doesn't work like that. Every character feels like they could be the protagonist of their own story. Take Kurapika, for example. His goal of avenging the Kurta clan isn't just a side plot that occasionally appears when the story needs drama. It's a fully developed journey with its own themes, conflicts, and emotional weight. There are entire sections of the manga where he feels more like the main character than Gon himself. Then there's Killua. At first glance, he seems like the typical best friend character. But the deeper the story goes, the more we realize that Killua is fighting a battle of his own. He's struggling against the expectations of his family, the trauma of his upbringing, and the fear that he might never be able to choose his own path. His journey isn't attached to Gon's. It exists because Killua is his own person, and that's something Hunter x Hunter constantly does. Characters aren't important because they're connected to the protagonist. They're important because they're people with dreams, fears, ambitions, and flaws. Even the Phantom Troupe follows this philosophy. Most villain groups are built around a leader. The other members are usually just there to fill spots and provide opponents for the heroes. But the Phantom Troupe feels like a real group of individuals. Each member has a distinct personality, unique relationships, and their own way of viewing the world. When they interact with each other, it doesn't feel like they're waiting for the heroes to arrive. It feels like we're watching a part of their lives. The same can be said for characters like Hisoka. Hisoka doesn't follow the role of a traditional villain. He isn't trying to conquer the world. He isn't trying to become a king. He isn't even interested in being good or evil. He simply follows whatever excites him. Because of that, every scene involving him becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability is one of Hunter x Hunter's greatest strengths. Characters don't act according to what the plot needs. The plot moves according to what the characters would realistically do. That might sound like a small difference, but it's what makes the world feel alive. People make mistakes. People make selfish decisions. People make choices that hurt themselves and others. And because of that, every interaction carries weight. You never feel like the story is forcing characters into certain roles. You feel like you're watching real individuals collide with one another. That's what makes Hunter x Hunter so special.
Its characters don't exist to serve the story.
The story exists because of its characters. And when a manga can make nearly every character feel important, it creates something rare. A world that feels far bigger than the pages it's printed on. But great characters are only half of the reason Hunter x Hunter feels so special. The other half is its world. Every arc feels completely different from the one before it. The Hunter exam feels like an adventure. York New City feels like a crime thriller. Greed Island feels like a game. And the Chimera Ant Arc feels like a war story. Despite being so different, they all fit naturally into the same world. That's because Hunter x Hunter's world doesn't feel like it was built for a single story. It feels like it existed long before Gon ever stepped into it. And the biggest reason for that is Nen. Many fans consider Nen one of the greatest power systems in manga. Not because it's the strongest, but because it's one of the smartest. In Hunter x Hunter, victory isn't decided by who has the biggest attack. Intelligence, planning, experience, and creativity matter just as much as raw power. A weaker fighter can defeat a stronger opponent if they use their abilities correctly. That's what makes every fight unpredictable. Then there's the Chimera Ant Arc. An arc that started with monsters invading a region and ended up becoming something much deeper. Instead of focusing only on battles, the story explored ideas about humanity, morality, and survival. As the arc progressed, some of the ants became more human. At the same time, some humans showed sides of themselves that were far more frightening than the monsters they were fighting. The line between humans and monsters slowly began to disappear, and that's why the arc is still discussed years later. People don't just remember the fights, they remember the questions it asked. But what's truly incredible is that after all these arcs, Hunter x Hunter still feels unfinished in the best possible way. There are countless mysteries left unanswered, places left unexplored, characters whose stories are far from over. Instead of feeling like a world that is running out of ideas, it feels like a world that still has endless possibilities waiting to be discovered. And that's what gives Hunter x Hunter so much potential. Not just what it has already shown us, but everything it still can. And this brings us to the biggest reason why so many fans believe Hunter x Hunter has unmatched potential. The story always feels bigger than what we've seen. Most manga eventually reach a point where you can imagine the ending. You can see the finish line. Hunter x Hunter never gives that feeling. Every time it answers one question, it creates 3 more. The perfect example is the Dark Continent. After hundreds of chapters exploring the known world, Togashi revealed that everything we'd seen was only a small part of reality. Beyond the borders of the known world lies a place filled with creatures, disasters, and mysteries beyond human understanding. a place so dangerous that entire expeditions have been wiped out trying to explore it. And what's crazy is that we still know almost nothing about it. Just the idea of the Dark Continent alone contains enough material for multiple manga series. Then there's the Succession War. Instead of relying purely on action, Togashi created a massive conflict filled with politics, strategy, alliances, betrayals, and dozens of important characters. Every chapter feels like a game of chess where one mistake can change everything. And somehow, despite having so many characters, nearly all of them feel relevant. That's what makes Togashi's writing stand out. He doesn't create characters just to fill space. He creates characters that can affect the story in meaningful ways. No matter where you look in Hunter x Hunter, there is always another story waiting to be told, another mystery waiting to be solved, another character waiting to shine. That's why Hunter x Hunter feels different. Its greatest strength isn't what it has already accomplished. It's the feeling that we've only scratched the surface. Even after all these years, the world still feels full of possibilities. The characters still have room to grow. The mysteries are still waiting to be uncovered. And that's why many fans believe Hunter x Hunter isn't just one of the greatest manga ever written. It's also one of the manga with the most potential, a story that continues to make people imagine what could come next. And sometimes that's the mark of something truly special. And that's the exact reason why Hunter x Hunter is one of the best manga in all of shonen. If you want to see more videos like this video, like the video, and subscribe to my channel, thanks.